Hey guys, so today we're going to take a look at this new spa cover that I got custom made from Amazon. We'll open it up and see how it compares to my old one, which I did need to replace, and I'll show you the reasons why I needed to replace that. But I had this custom order from Amazon, and we'll see how it works. First of all, it did take a while for it to come. It wasn't one of those next day deliveries or anything like that. And it says here that it's made in Mexico, so that's probably part of the reason why it took a couple weeks to get here, but it did get here fine. And here's my old spa cover. It's in the shade right now, so it's hard to see, but you can see it definitely needs to be replaced. There's a lot of cuts and holes in it. You can see it's cracking, and I'm not sure if this spa cover that came with my spa had UV light in mind, because you know it's thick and all. I think this is maybe a 4 inches, and then it tapers down to 3 or something like that. But the reason is that the reason why I say it might not be made with UV in mind is that it's cracking. I think it's only been 5 years or something, but it's failing because I leave it outside. So there is something that we're going to do with the new cover to see if we could compensate a little bit for the UV lighting. But let me show you some other issues I had with the original cover. Okay, so this is a above ground spa that I just had, built in the ground a little bit and made this facade around. But you could see because of that, it actually doesn't really fit. It actually fits over this, and some air does escape, and I lose some efficiency. It's a square, so it's like this on all sides. So the problem is if I make one side fit, the other side will go and sit up on top of the frame, and that's not a good thing. So I wanted to make one that sits inside the frame. So I sent the measurement from this edge to this edge, and we'll see how well they built it to my measurements. But you saw the dryness and the cracking of this. The inside of this actually works fine. So hopefully, if it's done right, I could sit inside this frame that I have, and it won't overlap and sit on top of the frame like that. All right, so here's a look at what my jacuzzi looks like without the cover, and you could see that frame. You see how it sits higher than the jacuzzi, because there's a slant, because the water underneath here has to drain, and there's a slant, so this part sits higher than the jacuzzi, and that's why I need the new cover to sit inside this area. So the measurement I sent to them is 86 inches because I want it to sit perfectly inside this. So we'll see how well that matches 86 inches. But first thing we need to do is I need to clean the water a little bit, and let me show you what I have for that. Right, so what I have is I have this water transfer pump. This is a Vivor water transfer pump, and I connected a hose, and I made this little hose and PVC piping. I cut a little angle on this, and this will allow me to suction and clean out my jacuzzi. All right, so you can see the water is coming out this hose right here. So I get to take out the water and clean it at the same time, do a little bit of a vacuuming. Not sure if the camera's picking it up, but I'm vacuum up the debris on the bottom. All right, so I think I sucked out enough water. The water's clean now. We'll refill it, and then we'll try out the cover. Let's take a look at this. All right, so it seems like it's basically the exact same material that my original came with. Has this flap in the middle. You can order with one all the way across too, but I just got this option for this. There's a lot of options you could do for these covers, you know, put extra, a higher grade cover, a top on it, extra thickness, but you can see, looks like this thickness is probably the same as my previous one too. I think this is a 4, and it tapers down to 3 inches, so it allows, you know, the water to channel so it doesn't collect at the top. Here's the liner. It feels similar to my previous one, but my previous one's definitely thicker. It's got this grainy thickness to it, and this one is a thinner thing. But again, that's not what failed. It's the top side that's exposed to the sun. That's what failed. All right, so let's get it up on the jacuzzi and see how well it fits. All right, so that's the way it looks. There seems to be some, you know, general stiffness to it, just because it's new, which you would expect. But I think the fitment is actually all right. It's a little stiff going down, but you see it's inside the borders, just the way I measured it. So I think they did a good job with my measurements. The material seems lighter. It's definitely lighter than my previous one, which is probably a good thing. It's made by My Spa Cover. Right, but still, again, this top is going to be subject to the same UV issues that I had with my previous one. So to help with that, I got this 303 UV protectant, which I'm going to spray on top of the whole thing and wipe it down. All right, we'll just spray it on. Get a glove. And rub it in. All right, so you can see it's drying out and absorbing that spray, so hopefully it'll last longer than my previous one. Again, the inside liner was thicker on my previous one, but the outside material looks like it's the same thing. So hopefully with that UV spray, this is going to work out a lot better, and it's able to fit within my trims, because I was able to get a custom one made this time. All right, looks good.